Good morning, I'm Elle, I'm the Keystone Stitcher. Welcome back. It is a beautiful sunny morning, June 1st. It's cold though, in Pennsylvania. So, what do I have for you today? Well, today I have a recap of my Macabre May pieces. I'm going to show you where they were starting and show you what 500 stitches a day did to the percentage to see a little bit of progress. I then have a few more whips. I think I have 4 whips, 5 whips, something like that. And I have 5 whips. That includes my 2 focus pieces. And then I have my new start that you guys voted on. So we'll go through all of that as we get there. We'll go through the poll numbers, and that was fun. I'd like to do that again. But first we're going to start with Macabre May. So the first one was this is Masquerage by Christopher Lovell. This is a piece from UnconventionalXStitch Stitched. I'm doing the no background. Well, I'm removing the background because I originally bought it with background. And so this one's kind of slowing me down, taking out the background. But here it is now. So I worked a little bit in these feathers. I filled in more of the missing stitches up here in the moon here and along the edge. And then I came down and started filling in down there. So this one was at 4.65% when I picked it up, the 1st of May. It's now at 6.16%. It's nice to be over 5% on this finally. This is an old one. I started this in February of 2022. So yeah, it hasn't gotten, well, actually I started in February of 2022 doing all of it, the background, everything. Did the first page, realized I could save 100,000 stitches if I took the background out. So I restarted it. So yeah, it's somewhere, but we'll say it was started in February 2022. So that was project number 1. Project number 2 is One for Sorrow. This is artwork by Stephanie Pui-Mun Law, and it's charted by Heaven Earth Designs. Masquerade is stitched on a 20 count aida that I dyed myself. This is on a 20 count even weave. And here's where that is. So I filled in more of this. I filled in here, filled in missing stitches that were in the head and the body. And then I started filling in the wing because I thought I didn't want to do any more of these background colors, the sky colors. But those colors are all in this wing. So here's where it was before. And this was at 10.49%. It's now at 12.29%. So yeah, again, just under 2%. Now these 2 pieces, I did 500 stitches a day, Monday through Friday. Then the second half of the month kind of derailed. And it starts with this one. So, here. This is Eyes of the Forest. This is from mybobbin.com. It is artwork by Inna Baidenko, I believe is how you say her name. And I started off I think the first day I did my 500. The second day I thought, you know, I've got this blended thread. Let me finish all the stitches in this blended thread. Okay, did that. So I went over 500. Then the next day it was, well, while I'm talking, I'll show you. So the next day it was, oh, you know what? I'm almost done with the beak. Let's keep going on the beak. And yeah, that took me to about 150 extra stitches. And then the last couple days it was, I really want to see this eyeball. So yeah, I ended up with probably 600 and some stitches every day. So an additional 150 stitches on average for 3 of the 4 days, I think it was. So let me bring this in. Oh, here's where it was. This, when I picked it up, was at 2.49%. It's now at 7.68%. This is, as I said, this is my first chart from my bobbin. It works wonderfully in Pattern Keeper. You do have to input the colors. So it'll give you the symbols, and you just have to type in each of the DMC colors and the blends. Okay, this is on a 18 count that I dyed myself. It's just an aida. I then came over here and I put in a single strand of 310 because this is the very far edge of the design and I just wanted that visual. So let me bring it in here again and you can see, I started in the center because I wanted to see the eye. So next time I pick it up, I will be working my way towards the top and then filling in background and working my way back down. But I just wanted to make sure I was going to like the charting. So that was Eyes of the Forest. And my final project was Death in the Garden. And that was this past Monday through Friday. So yesterday was the last day. And I was busy. So we had Memorial Day on Monday. And then there were several days that I was running errands. I was gone part of Wednesday. I was gone all day Thursday. So you know what? I just gave up. I didn't work on anything but this piece. So this is Death in the Garden. Artwork is by Megan Majewski, charted by UnconventionalXStitch. I really like their charts. This is stitched on 18 count very light pewter by Swigart. I was working on this page here. All I had left to fill in was 939. Then I came over and did the second page and finished it. And then I came down and started a third page. So let's see if I can get the lighting here. Yeah, there you go. Other than a few stitches of $37.99, these are all blues, which means I really enjoy this. Okay, so this one, here, let me put in where it was. This one was at 1.51% when I picked it up. It's now at 5.13%. So yeah, come on, lighting. Yeah, you can pick up those blues. So we're in a new location here because I've rearranged my house here. And so I moved into this place about a year ago and I just kind of eyeballed things. I went, that would work there, that would work there. And I finally decided that, you know, it wasn't working there, so we rearranged. You can see I do have a cross stitch here on the wall. That's, You Can Leave Your Hat On by Sandra Santara, charted by Heaven Earth Designs. It's a crop of a mini. And this up here, you can't really see, is a print from a local artist. But that's what I have on my walls, and we'll see. I'll try to rearrange things so you can see more cross stitch in the future. But for now, this is where we are. All right, let me pause this and I will be right back with the whips and the new start. I'm back. Okay, so now we get into the actual whips. This first one is my only long dog. This is Resistance is Futile. This is a piece that I selected for my 24% in 2024. This is a couple of pieces that I wanted to add an additional 24% before the end of the year. I'm pretty close. I need an additional 2,912 stitches to achieve that goal. So I am stitching this on a piece of 20 count Aquarius by Color and Cotton. And let me put in a picture of where it was before. And so you can see I've gotten quite far. Okay, so I'm stitching this with a special edition floss. Let's see if I can do this here. Can you see it? It's a special edition floss from HanddyedbyRolanda. You can find her on Etsy. Yes, Etsy. I always want to say eBay or Etsy. So that's the floss. The fabric is a 20 count Aquarius from Color and Cotton. I still have a mistake right here and a mistake right here, so I have a strand of floss. I do have a strand of floss here that is hanging because I need to rip that out. I then came down here and I made a mistake in this, so I have to rip this flower out. But I finished this section, no mistakes. And then I've done all of this, so I have one more flower to put in here, rip that out, and then I will have half the design done. So there will be 40% or 4 more bands to do there. So I am currently at 47.65%. And I gotta tell you, I don't make as many mistakes on most of my projects as I do on this. I don't know what it is about this long dog. Maybe I will never do another one, but I am constantly making mistakes. So I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this band. When I figured out what I did wrong here, I just gave up, came back over here. So I had done the top border, counted down, did the bottom border, and then, like I said, I came back over here and I did these dividing borders, if you want to call them that. And then I came back in to do the flowers. So that's where that is. So there's that one. Then I worked on life support. This is by Stitching Moon Designs. The artwork is by Giuseppe Macconi. Yeah, I have two by him, which threw me for a second. I'm going, no, but yeah. This is one that I requested that Megan chart for me. I said, oh, I love it. I've seen it. This one was on his Facebook page rather than his Instagram. But you can find his artwork on either place. And here it is. Now, this is another piece of the 20 count Aquarius. I'm going to put a picture of where this was before. So this one, I was at 2.26%. I'm now at 4.58. So there's a handful of stitches down here, but you can see I focused up there, finished that leaf, the shadow of that leaf, and went from there. So very happy with that one. This is, when I look, I can see my whole face is shaded. We're going to have to find another place to record because this looks really strange, doesn't it? I apologize. Okay, so there we go. So this is the far edge of the first page. This right here is the bottom edge of the first page. And yes, I know I left that out. You can see where my hoop was. It would have been really hard to get right in there and fill in those stitches. So I'll pick those up later. So that is life support. That one I started on April. I started April 1st. I worked on the first couple of days in April, reaching that 2.26%. And this is the next time that I picked it up. So then I was really itching to work on strength. This is by the artwork is by Nicole Payne, based off a photo session she found. I know it's on Instagram. I had linked it at one point. I don't remember now. I would have to go back and look. I'm stitching this on a 18 count very light pewter by Zweigart. Charted, did I say charted by UnconventionalXStitch? So I am working on this page right here. You can see this line and this dark line here. Yeah, you can see those dark lines, right? Just outlined the page. So here's where it was. I'm now at 27.64%. So yeah, I did a lot of these grays that are in here and these tans, these golden shades. So there's that. Well, that'll plans. Let me get to plans later. Okay, so next were my two focus pieces. And that would be Stone Expression. This is my other piece. The artwork is by Giuseppe Macconi, charted by Stitching Moon Designs. This is on a 20 count even weave. And we pull back. Here is the entire piece. So her face is all done, and there's nothing more of her. She is all done. So her legs, her arm, her face, she's done. This is the edge of page 3, and then I have one more page to finish. And this really suffered. This should have been out this week after I worked on Death in the Garden, but being as I wasn't home very often, I decided just to shelve this. So this was only worked on the 16th and 17th, 15th, 16th, 17th, something like that. So let me put in where it was before. So yeah, it's coming along. This is a piece that I intend to finish this year. So it needs a lot more attention, being that it's only at 26%. We've got quite a bit to go here. And like I say, one more page across, and then I can start working my way down. So there's that one. Now my other focus piece is one that everybody really seems to love. This is Four Seasons. The artwork is by Dome, but it used to be available for purchase through the Soda Stitch website. And this one I am now at 51.55%. Let me hold it back and show you the whole thing. So that's where it is. So what I worked on, I finished this tree, started working on the ground and the area below it, and this area of windows here. So let me bring that in, and I'll put a before of that section right over my face. This is on a 16 count Aida that I lightly dyed to give it that effect of sky, because, well, this is mostly full coverage. You can see up here, there's some background stitches that are just, you know, it's buildings in the back that are more shadowy. And then this is all done. So right up in here, I wanted the effect of sky. And there's a lot of white stitching. And so I wanted something that wasn't pure white to stitch on. So that is Four Seasons. Now we come to the poll and how that came about. So I had 4 projects that I chose. If you missed it, I had 4 projects that I thought I would like to work on. And those 4 projects that I picked were because I had not worked on anything quite like it. So it could be that it was a new company that I was using. So for example, Bothy Threads, I had never stitched anything. Or it could be that I had never stitched from that artist. So the 4 that I chose, getting this set up here, sorry. So the 4 that I picked out, and at that point then I could narrow it down. So I did a poll on my community post, my community tab, and then I also then let those of you who missed that vote in the comments. And I loved your ideas. I loved the reasons you picked. There were people who said, hey, I stitched a Bothy Threads and it was a lot of fun, so you should try that. There were others. There was one who went through and said, well, you have a house in this project, you have a tree in this project, you have, this one is different from anything else, you should stitch that. I loved reading those, so thank you. So the poll numbers were as follows. I'm going to read my notes here. Swallows received 8, so this is by Bothy Threads. As I talk about, I'll put the picture up here. That received 8 votes. Brothers, which is by Thread Geeks, and I'm sorry, I can't say the artist's name, but it'll be down below, received 21 votes. And that was tied with Back in Time by Ronnie Rowe, which also received 21 votes. And then Only the Lonely, which is charted by UnconventionalXStitch, and the artwork is by Adrian Denot Borda, received 40 votes, so almost double what everybody else did. So I picked this up, and oh my goodness, there are 50 colors in this design. Excuse me. And it felt like I was stitching all 50 colors in this page, in this first page. I started this on the upper right-hand corner, and I finished the page. Let's see if I can get enough lighting in here. So yeah, that's the first page. So you can see I've carried a little bit outside. Now these pages are small. There's 3,500 stitches per page. And this one I now have 6.26% done. If I pull it back, you can see the effect of the trees, those branches. Yeah, it looks really small from back there. But yeah, so that was my new start. I'm not sure when I will get back to it again. It'll come out from time to time. Let's see if I can get this in here better with the lighting. If I take it off the board. So, yeah, there you go. That's a little bit better. So, that one, I had so much fun. I just didn't want to put it down. So, where are we going from here with plans? There won't be another new start. That I can tell you. So, today is Saturday. I am itching to work on strength. I want to, yeah, I unfolded this. So I want to see if I can finish this page that I started here. So that will come out. My focus pieces, the 4 Seasons and Stone Expression, will also come out. The weekends will be whatever, as usual. Lately I've been playing around with the wheel, and I kind of spin everything that's not in my, that are not my focus pieces, and go from there. This month might be a little bit different. So June is the kids get out of school, my grandchildren, and I have grandchildren that live about 2 hours away. So one or both of them will come down. Well, my grandson can only come down for about a week. He's in football, and so football the entire summer, I mean, he's already has this calendar of every single day. And the only week that they are not doing things is the first week of July. So that week I know is when I will see him. My granddaughter, on the other hand, usually comes down in June, and we're kind of playing around with her mother's work dates as to when she's coming down. So she'll be here for 2-3 weeks, is her typical. We play it by ear, you know, however long she wants to stay, or when her mother needs to arrange to pick her up. So while she's here, I get very little stitching in. I usually have stitching time in the morning because as a teenager, she sleeps in. So yeah, it will change for June. If I don't have much to show you on the 15th, I just will be back on the 1st when I actually have something to show you. If I do not come back on the 15th, I will leave you a post on the community tab. You can go into your settings. So if you go into, you'll see a little tool, little circle. Yeah, I'll put a picture of what it looks like in here. So you click on that, you go down to notifications, and then in notifications, it will tell you to send you information. I don't remember the exact wording, but it'll say, send me notifications on, you know, all my subscriptions. So any channel that you subscribe to. And that will allow you to see community posts. So if you don't see community posts and you wonder why, go in and check your settings, and you can see there. If you don't have that clicked, you may not be getting them. Okay, so yeah, that is that. I will keep stitching as usual, and we'll see how with the weather, how it goes. And I'm rambling as usual to end this. I will see you soon enough. And in the meantime, enjoy the nicer weather. Enjoy the kids being out of school. I know not everybody does, but I always did. And I will see you. Bye.